Hi, everybody. It's Maxine Taylor one more time with part 2 of my special Trumpology report. Will Trump be reelected in 2020? Last week, one of my subscribers, Angela Smith, sent in a really great question. She said, what about if Trump is in New York voting in Manhattan where he is registered to vote? And I thought, well, that's a really good question. And Manhattan is not that far from Washington, D.C. However, I have the answer. I'm going to share it with you. And great thanks to Angela. I just appreciate this. That was a little piece that was missing. Doesn't change anything, but it completes the puzzle. Okay, you just got your answer. So I'm going to go back over, just to refresh your memory, what I described in Trump's diurnal for Washington, D.C. Now, the way I use a diurnal, there are many different ways of doing it. This is the one I've used for almost 50 years. I use it to predict all of my political elections because if we have an accurate birth time, it is right on the money. And by the way, this is one of the reasons, these diurnal charts, one of the reasons that I know they're accurate is because back when President Obama was running and Trump accused him of not being a U.S. citizen, I did Obama's diurnal for the election, for the inauguration, and surprise, the chart for the United States, Hawaii, was right on the money. The chart, and I don't even remember what country Trump said President Obama was born in, but those diurnals showed nothing. So, not that I needed any validation for the way I do my diurnals, but it just added oomph to the fact that not only was President Obama born as a citizen of our country, but that his birth time was accurate as well. And we have Trump's accurate birth time. So there, cool. So let's talk about, just as a refresher, what the diurnal does. You cast a chart for a particular day in a particular place, and I've explained how you do that on previous videos. And all we do is look to see if any of the natal planets, the transiting planets, or the progressed planets are exactly on a particular cusp. Now, for an election to the highest position in the land, you would expect 10th house energy because that's the public image. In Trump's charts, we don't get that. And this is why I at first didn't think from Trump's election chart and inauguration chart that he was going to be president, because all of the emphasis, the answer was right here on the ascendant. Mars was on the ascendant, and that's a real me kind of chart. It has nothing to do with the country. It has nothing to do with a career. It's all about the self. And the longer I saw as the campaign moved along and I saw Trump in action, I realized that was the accurate chart for him and that he would be inaugurated as president. So, Washington, D.C., Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020. These diurnal charts that I'm sharing with you for this election will apply to the election. Now, they will apply to him no matter what's going on, but they will apply to the election if he is still president, if he is the Republican candidate and is running for re-election. Let's see, there was another thing. We know the birth time's right. If he's running, which means he would pretty much have to be president, I guess, one never knows. But if he's running for president on election day, Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020, this is what his diurnal looks like. This is him. This is his ascendant, diurnal ascendant. It's 20 degrees of Sagittarius. The planets involved need to be within one, it have to be the same degree, within a degree, right on the cusp. And so I better grab my glasses here. Okay, this is Washington, D.C. Here we go. Yeah. The ascendant is 20 Sag, 20 degrees, 30 minutes of Sag. His natal north node is 20 Sag, 45. Okay? And his natal south node, I hope I said that, south node. And I've kind of clumped them around the ascendant because there's so much action going on. The true node is 20 Sag, 20. The transiting south node is 21 Sag, 57, and his natal moon is 21 Sag, 12. Now, the south node, whether the true node or the mean node, is the area of loss and drain when applied to a race, a political race. And so it affects his physical body. This can be a health issue for him if he's not running for office, if he's not voting on that day. In other words, there is loss here for him, whether physical or personal. Now, the natal moon on the ascendant, and actually that will be closer to the night of the 3rd and the morning of the 4th, because, you know, the ballots have to be counted. The moon on the ascendant indicates change. The moon is change. It rules function and form. And when the moon is sitting on you, there is a change in you, whether it's your health, whether it's your personal status. Now, this is your open enemy. This is the person who is running against Trump. I am assuming it's a Democrat. And they have the transiting north node, which is the area of success and fulfillment on their ascendant. If this is Trump's first house, the 7th house of open enemies is the first house of his open enemy. In other words, his competition. The true node is also on the opponent's symbolically ascendant and the natal north node. And so what we have here is Trump involved in losing, his opponent winning. And if he's not running for public office at that point, this chart will still apply to him if he is in Washington, D.C. Now, Angela, I'm going to be thanking you all throughout this whole video, Angela, for your question, asked about Manhattan. She said New York, Manhattan. And I couldn't find anything at first, and then I watched some videos from 2016, and it said that he was voting in Manhattan. So let's just take a look and see what's going on in Manhattan. Let me get the Washington chart out of the way. And here we go. All right. In Manhattan, the ascendant is 21 degrees, 53 minutes. So in DC, it's 20 degrees, 30 minutes of Sag. It's about a degree and a half later in Manhattan. Not to worry. His natal moon is in 21 degrees and 12 minutes. So that is still within a degree, and it's a change, a personal change for him. It's not a change, he doesn't see it, because this is what it looks like through his eyes. He doesn't see it as a change for the country. It's a change for him, okay? Natal South Node, transiting South Node, and true South Node are all right around the ascendant. The descendant, his opponent. True Node, transiting North Node is 20 degrees, 20 minutes. The natal North Node is 20 Sag, 45. The transiting North Node, I'm reading the numbers here, 21 Sag, 57, that alone would do it. The progressed Uranus, 21 degrees, 33 minutes, which means there's a surprise in store. Perhaps the person he's running against, he's competing with, didn't expect to do so well. We'll have to wait and see how that shakes out. However, I threw in the natal sun because I was thinking of the midterms. And in the midterms, if you'll remember my video on midterms, if you didn't see it, just go back and look at it on my YouTube channel, which is probably where you're looking at this now. The sun was on the 7th house, which is the open enemy, the opponent. And a lot of people said, well, Trump isn't running for office. Why would his opponent, when he doesn't have one, be in the 7th house? Well, it was actually a referendum on him. He took it personally, and we know that he would take it personally. In other words, the midterm elections resulted in a blue wave. It resulted in more women in Congress than ever before. It gave the other team, the other side, the victory, the light. Well, yeah, here we go. Natal sun, 22 degrees, 56 minutes. So perhaps there's, Trump will call for a recount or whatever. However, on the 4th of November, his opponent gets the sun. The sun is the giver of life. The opponent wins. And I think there were some other things I wanted to share. Let's see, in Manhattan. The natal moon, of course, is big. He gets the moon, which is change in his personal position. The moon on the ascendant in a diurnal chart means change. And the opponent gets the sun. So, very, very interesting. Once again, Trump would have to be running for president, which, as things stand now, he would do either as president or not as president. And I don't have any information on impeachment or removal. I'll have to look and see as we get closer to that situation. So all this to say, I hope this is helpful to you and you find it fascinating. It really is fascinating when you stand back and see what has gone on in our government, what continues to go on, that is a total anomaly. And as I share with you these amazing diurnal charts, you can see that there is a change. Okay? That you can see this, it's like a battleship slowly making a turn in the middle of the ocean, is the way I see it. So, I want to thank you again for so many of you are not only knowledgeable about astrology, which is always wonderful, but so many of you come from love. I can tell by your responses, your posts on my YouTube channel, on Facebook. I appreciate you so much, so much. I feel we are friends who haven't met yet. Although I did meet some of you at UAC back in May of 2018, and I think about you all the time. So, till next time, this is Maxine Taylor. Consider me your friend, saying, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. May the stars shine brightly on the United States of America. And may the stars shine brightly on every country in our world. And my closing message to you is, always remember, we are one. Bye for now.